Hello, everypony! It's time for another one of Powerpup 97's episode reviews of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Today I'm going to be reviewing my very first Season 1 episode, The Ticketmaster. As I said in my previous episode review, The Ticketmaster is my favorite episode of the series. It was the first episode of the series I ever saw, and it was what got me into the series. Now then. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 1, Episode 3, The Ticketmaster. The episode begins with Twilight, Sparkle, and Spike in Sweet Apple Acres, who have just finished helping Applejack harvesting apples. Just then, Twilight receives a letter from Princess Celestia, inviting her to attend the Grand Galloping Gala. She also sent 2 tickets to the gala. The letter said that Twilight could bring 1 guest. Applejack tells Twilight that if she were to go to the gala, she'd sell her apple treats so that she could make money to support her family. Of course, just when Twilight was about to accept Applejack as her guest, Rainbow Dash comes in out of nowhere and says that she wants to go to the gala so that she could meet the Wonderbolts and audition to be their newest member. Later on, Twilight comes across the other main ponies, and guess what? They all want to go to the gala too. Rarity wants to go because she wants to meet Princess Celestia's nephew, Prince Blueblood, and marry him. Fluttershy wants to go because she wants to see the gardens that surround the ball and meet the animals there. Pinkie Pie wants to go because, well, she just wants to party. Now, I've seen a few reviews of this episode, but I'm going to talk about something in this episode that was never discussed by other reviewers, at least as far as I know. There's kind of a subplot going on with Twilight that's adding on to her aggravation over deciding which pony to take with her. Throughout the episode, Twilight is hungry, and by hungry I mean she's starving to death. Of course, her many attempts to get lunch are always interrupted by the other ponies bribing her for the ticket, which I'll get to later. Part of the reason why Twilight is my favorite pony is because, I think she's cute. I know whenever MLP fans think of cute, they usually think of Fluttershy, but I think this episode, in particular, shows a good example of how cute Twilight can get. The reactions she makes when her stomach growls are just priceless. So anyway, we then see this chain of events where the ponies try to bribe Twilight. First, we see Rainbow Dash deliberately make it rain and act like God for Twilight, but that doesn't work. Next, we see Rarity show Twilight a gown she made for her, but that didn't work. Then we see Applejack try to tempt Twilight with her apple treats, which almost works, but doesn't. After that, we see Twilight return to her home, only to discover that Fluttershy and her animal friends have broken into it just to clean it up. And that doesn't work either. Then finally, we see Pinkie with a bunch of other random ponies tossing Twilight up in the air. But of course then, hilarity ensues when that mob of ponies that Pinkie was with find out about Twilight's tickets to the gala, and, you guessed it, they all want it too. This leads to a comical chase sequence like the ones we see on Scooby-Doo, with some music playing in the background, which is like a country version of the Benny Hill theme. Twilight gets cornered in an alley, and she uses her magic to teleport herself and Spike out of there, and back to the library. Now she said she didn't know it was gonna happen. So are you telling me that Twilight's magic could have a mind of its own sometimes? That would be kind of bad in some situations, if you ask me. So anyway, Twilight and Spike lock all the doors and windows and turn off all the lights so that they can relax. Yeah, it's all of a sudden nighttime now. But they don't get a chance to relax, as the other mains have suddenly appeared right inside the library. This gives Twilight a chance to confess to her friends that she can't decide, and she doesn't want to disappoint any of them. After hearing Twilight's lament, her friends decide to apologize to her and say, "I don't need that ticket anymore." Of course, that just makes it just as complicated as it was before, because at first they all wanted the ticket, but now they all don't want the ticket. Twilight still has to choose between all 5 of them. But Twilight comes up with the idea to send a letter to Princess Celestia returning both the tickets to her, basically saying, "If my friends can't all go, I don't want to go either." Then the princess responds immediately with enough tickets for everyone to go to the gala, including Spike. That messaging system works like email. The ponies decide to celebrate and apologize to Twilight by taking her out to dinner. And that's the end of the episode. Now, before I get to my final verdict, I thought I'd make an analogy here. If I was Twilight and I had no choice but to choose one of my friends to go with me, I'd probably pick Applejack. Even though she is my least favorite of the main six, she had the best reason to go to the gala, make money to support her family. Unless you're going to find a cure for AIDS or something like that, I don't think you can top that. My second choice would probably be Rarity, since she has a dream to meet the love of her life and get married, and getting married is supposedly the best day of anybody's life. Rainbow Dash would be next, since she's trying to fulfill her dream. Next would probably be Fluttershy, but hers wasn't a really big deal. Pinkie Pie, however, just wanted to party, which was a really lame excuse to go to the gala. That's why I would make her my last choice. And besides, she also, towards the end, put Twilight's life at stake by having her chased by an angry mob of ponies. Another thing I might want to point out is, at one point in the episode, Twilight thought that if she gave up her ticket and gave away 2, it would still leave 3 disappointed ponies. And then it showed the heads of Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, and Rarity, like, crying. That pretty much could give you a clue as to which 2 ponies she would have chosen if she did that. Not only that, but it makes sense since I think Applejack and Fluttershy are Twilight's best friends. I know she likes all 5 of the ponies equally, but if you think about it, Twilight, Applejack, and Fluttershy are the most level-headed ponies of the main 6, and they get along with each other the most. Now, a controversy that's been going around about this episode is that Princess Celestia already knew that Twilight had 5 friends, and the 6 of them combined represented the elements of harmony and defeated Nightmare Moon, so why did the princess only deliver 2 tickets to the gala? Most people believe that she assumed that Twilight was going to bring Spike, but as we learn in this episode, Spike doesn't want anything to do with the gala, but he changed his mind at the end. Other people say that Celestia did it because she's a troll, you know, because they want it to sound really dark, but I think those people have a really sick and twisted mind. I thought of a way Twilight could have avoided all this conflict. If she was hungry, then why didn't she just say something like, "First pony to get me lunch gets the ticket"? Yeah, I know Twilight's not that kind of pony. She's a really nice pony. I wish she was real so that I could be friends with her. Oh, sorry. Not trying to be creepy. So, now finally, final verdict. This was overall an excellent episode. Well, obviously it's excellent since it is my favorite episode of the series. It was an early season 1 episode and the first episode of the series that I've seen, and it still holds up today. If you haven't seen the show yet, this episode is a great way to get initiated into the series. I consider this episode to be the first episode of what I like to call the Grand Galloping Gala trilogy. This is a trilogy of episodes in season 1 that are tied together for the Grand Galloping Gala. To prove my point, the next episode I'm going to be reviewing is the second episode of this trilogy, Suited for Success. So until next time, Powerpup 97 away!